So welcome everyone. Today it's the first day of our event, Let's Talk Quantum Games. We are planning some talks on both days. The first day we will have some talks about quantum games, and on the second day we will have some talks from people from the Turkish game industry. But unfortunately, we have a problem right now, and Piotr, we cannot reach Piotr. The plan is right now. So I will first briefly talk about QTurkey, and then Zeki will talk about the hackathon, and then we'll talk about this Piotr's game, quantum game with photons. So we will talk about the game, but Piotr won't be here. After that, after this talk, we will continue with QLogic. So it will be as is planned. So as you see from the schedule, we had Piotr, but after that we have Shreyas and Chesta. We will have that talk in 1 hour. So this is a pre-event of the Quantum Game Hackathon, which we are organizing in 2 weeks. It's only open for participants from Turkey. And before that event, we want to give you some idea about what quantum games are like. So this was our main aim in organizing this event, and thanks for joining us. So the talk will be in English today. All the talks will be in English, and tomorrow the talks will be in Turkish. Now I will leave it to Zeki, and he will talk about quantum game hackathon.
Hi, thank you, Özlem. So regarding the comment, yes, the talks today will be in English, all 3 of them, and tomorrow they will be in Turkish. So just let me take your screen away and put mine. So initially, very quickly, I will talk about QWorld. I think most of you know who we are, but for those who are new to QWorld or haven't watched any of our content, so we are an organization, a global network of individuals, groups, communities collaborating on education and implementation of quantum technologies, but we are mainly focused on quantum programming, quantum computing, and to make this kind of new emerging field accessible to everyone. So here you can see our Q cousins. We already have people from 11 countries, and there are some candidate cousins as well. And you can see here our projects. We had a very successful Q intern project regarding the research part. We have a GitHub pool for educational materials. And here we have study groups. We have certain well, not yet, but we are planning to have some special programs designed for Q juniors, meaning high school students. And you can see here that we have lots of events, we have webinars, we have talks, we have hackathons, we have everything. So if you're interested, you can see our website and check what we have already done. And you can see them here. And for the hackathon, this hackathon is in Turkey. It will be in Turkish and open to participants from Turkey. But as QWorld, we are going to have a global hackathon as well. So we are preparing for that. Just watch our social media, Twitter accounts, look at that. But it will be in 2021. So we are still in the preparation part. And for this hackathon, it is the 3rd hackathon organized by QTurkey. And it is the first one that is aimed for the gaming community, on quantum games. And it is sponsored by Monster Gaming Lab. It is a company in Turkey, Monster, and Gaming Lab is an initiative of them. So we thank them for their support. And also Learning for Youth is a German company focused on education. So we thank them as well. And you can actually apply to this event until next week. and it will be held on late December. And actually, very quickly, I would like to check the comments. And okay, there's nothing new here. And now, here's the actually. Let me just show you the main menu of this game. So here's the game, and well, Piotr is a friend of ours, and he is part of the QWorld. So we will go through the game. It's an actually pretty good and uh, educate. I'm going to say education, but it is fun as well. So it's not a very this. It's just a serious game aimed for education and things like that. But no, it's a very fun puzzle game. So if you're interested in puzzle games, you can actually uh, make a good time out of this game. So as you can see, it has been in development for quite some time. So it is not a very simple game. It has many internal mechanics, and again, as you can see from here, it has some really good references, people watching for the game, and actually the game works pretty well as a quantum optics simulator. So that's one of the funny parts of the game. So the idea, I mean, this is for the lab. I'm not going to play the game right now for you, but you can create certain, let's say, levels. And here you can see classical laser beams, quantum simulation, and running certain experiments. So here is a detector. So just stop, please. And now, actually, we have a laser, which is a source. You can arrange it to be a single photon source. You can arrange it to be a coherent light source. And here you have certain elements, and you have detectors, you have rock. So it's basically putting it away. And you can see there are certain elements here, the vacuum jar, uh, and you have certain coils, you have other elements which actually changes the polarization of the light. And the idea here is that, I mean, as you can see, this is a game. This is a working game. But what makes it a quantum game is you can see that it actually operates on a mechanical level, on the game mechanics. It embodies certain quantum phenomena like superposition, like interference, like certain polarization. So this game is not running on a quantum computer, and it may not be even on a quantum thing. So you can just present all of these things as dinosaurs or plants or anything you want. The main idea here is what makes it a quantum game is that on its mechanics, in the fundamental level, it embodies certain phenomena from quantum mechanics. So that is the idea behind a quantum game. So it's not just a game on quantum mechanics. This doesn't have to be a quantum optics simulator. But what it needs to be is it needs to be a game that embodies certain elements from quantum mechanics so that it is not solely on the physical rules of classical world or Newtonian world. Uh, so in that sense, I think this is one of the first comprehensive games. There are other games as well. For example, you have Hello Quantum from IBM, and it is again a very good game, but it is much smaller in scale. It is just uh, you know changing the uh, well, they look like Go palms to me, but you apply certain gates and you are trying to reach an outcome from here. But with Piotr's game, you have lots of options. You can change the polarization. You can look at different scenarios. So you are not only limited to this. You can change the field. You can actually prepare certain puzzles for other people to solve, and you can prepare certain quantum optics experiments as well. And for those who are interested in what is quantum optics, you can actually see, let's hope that their website works. There's this virtual quantum optics laboratory. I think it's from Chicago. Uh, we will see when it opens. And so this seems like a gamified version of this kind of a lab. So this is much more serious. Here you can actually implement experiments. You can choose, LED sources, laser sources. You can look at step by step. You can see the delays, but you can make a puzzle game out of this as well. So what Piotr does here and his colleagues is creating a puzzle game that is basically a quantum optics experiment. You don't have to do this for the hackathon, or if you're interested in a quantum game jam, if you're interested in developing your own quantum game, and I think we will listen from our next speakers and Laura that you can do something else. You can do a different kind of a quantum game. It doesn't necessarily have to be a laboratory style game, but as long as it embodies certain quantum phenomena in its mechanics, it is a quantum game. And this is a relatively new field, and there are other games as well, like there's this Quantum Pong, which is a fun game. I don't know whether we can just play it right now. I mean, I played it quite some time ago, but it is basically Pong with uh, quantum gates. Instead of the uh, initial planks moving like this, you can put them in superposition states. You can check it. It's free. It's open. And let me just check whether we have. Yeah, this is being recorded. I mean, one of the questions is whether it's recorded or not. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Quantum Tic Tac Toe. So there are lots of games. I mean, if you want to see a list of them, probably James Wooten has a rather well grasp on them. But so there's this quantum game. So, for example, this was an old event from last year, and here there are some games. You can check them out. And I think there was one in India recently. So quantum game India. From IndiQ, and from here these are previous games, and you can see that the outcome of this game jam as well. So tic-tac-toe is here, right? But I think it's a GitHub link. Yeah, it's a GitHub link. But you can see that these, the games are freely available. You can actually reach them, and very basically you can play them. And there's a Unity version of Qpong as well. Let me just stop. So Dr. Wooten is one of the pioneers of this field, and he has some Medium articles on it. What is the history of quantum games? What is the history of regular, classical games? And what is the history of digital games? And what can be the history of quantum games? So we are at a very early stage because the devices that we have. I'm going to put this again. The quantum computers right now are not well, they are pretty expensive to play around if you are aiming for a video game to be solely playable on a quantum computer, but you can simulate it pretty well. How can I execute the codes of one game? You can follow the README of that, and yeah, if you have Unity, you can very basically do that. Okay, if you have questions, you can ask because I can see your comments. But if Figen wants to say something, no, she doesn't. Okay.
I was going to this page of Junye Huang. He has also like quite a list of quantum games. Maybe I can share my screen and show the link. Uh, it's not
I was
seen.
able to see it just a moment ago.
Yes, yes, exactly. But right now, okay, like right now you are not able to see, but I can share the link in the chat maybe. Uh,
I think right now we can see it. Yeah.
okay, here it is. Yes, here it is. So like he has quite a list of quantum games. Here you can check it. Like there are links to many games: Quantum Tic Tac Toe, Quantum Solitaire, like Quantum Shooter, Quantum Cat Sweeper. As you see, the numbers are increasing in years. Here it also includes games from hackathons. So this list would give you an idea about what can you do like as a quantum game, I think. And Figen, I think was going to say something. Sorry.
No, I don't have to say anything because, I'm just a bit sorry we couldn't welcome to Peter, so we are trying to catch up. That's it.
There are
I don't
two
have anything.
questions. So, yeah, URLs are not easily readable, but we will prepare a booklet and it will be freely available on our website. So anyone interested can just look at there. And what inspired us to make a quantum gaming hackathon? I thank you. This is a good question. So previously we had this thought, wouldn't it be great to have these games? But we were kind of worried that it requires a mix of lots of expertise. You need to know quantum mechanics. You need to know game development. You need to have access to some nice graphics because otherwise people won't play it. But in our previous hackathon, which was 2 months ago, one of our teams, and you will hear from them tomorrow, the Q card team. What they basically did was one member of the team was knowledgeable in quantum mechanics. One member had some good graphics, and another member game development. So they joined and made a team, and they actually won a prize at the hackathon. So we thought that this can work if we can create a platform that will allow these different talents to meet and organize their efforts towards developing a quantum game. Then the outcomes might be surprising, they might be good, or may not. We don't know yet. We will see. But we are excited regarding what kind of games will be developed. Because for our first hackathon last year, there was also games. So we know that people who are coming to these hackathons are interested in developing games uh, because it is fun, and also the outcome is actually much more easily distributable. So if you develop a quantum random number generator or an algorithm related to some certain mathematical model, then okay, it might be nice, but you cannot distribute it easily. But if it's a game, everybody can play it, and it will be a much more um, easier introduction to doing projects in quantum mechanics. So one of the ideas that was proposed a couple of, I think, months ago in a workshop that Özlem and I joined, the NQM workshop, that if you are going to learn quantum programming, or if you are going to be, diving deep into quantum computing, initially you should start with programming a quantum simulator using a classical yeah, just open Python and develop your own simulator, which will take like 2 days. So developing a quantum game is kind of like that. You need to be able to know the basics, and you need to be able to put some graphics together, put some game mechanics together, make them quantum at a certain point, and voila, you have a quantum game. Can we make a fast platformer game, or is no, it doesn't have to be a puzzle game. As I said, as long as in the mechanics of the game embodies certain phenomena from quantum mechanics, then it's a quantum game. uh, I mean, the field is still emerging, so it is not a clear cut answer that this is a quantum game, this is not a quantum game. So that's why I think the puzzle genre is pretty popular here, because you can actually show that this is a quantum game. This is a game that is actually related to quantum mechanics, and you look at these certain gates, you start from this state, you go to this state, and you can make that fun, and it is fun. But any idea that can develop this approach, or to translate this to an entirely new genre, like a fast-paced platformer game, it will be, I think, welcomed by the community. Okay. Anything Özlem wants to add?
No, I think like you summarized everything. So our next talk will be in 30 minutes by Shreyas and Chesta. They will talk about their game QLogic. And after that, we will have the talk by Lore, and he will introduce us Quantum Odyssey. And tomorrow we have like the Turkish event. So like we hope to see you all in the next talk. So
But yeah,
yes,
we
right
can
now.
just show them QLogic, and maybe they want to play it while waiting, because it's
Yes,
a
like
nice game.
that's a good idea.
You can just download it from Play Store to your phones, and then play it. It's a very lightweight game. It doesn't uh, require much hardware. It's a nice game. We really want people to experiment with it. Just look at it, and it has some pretty basic tutorials. The first few levels are pretty straightforward, and then it gets kind of challenging as well, which is a good thing for a game. If a game doesn't get challenging, it gets boring quite fast. So I think it's a very nice introduction, and we are excited to hear how they came up with this game, what are their plans, how they were received by the community, and um, yeah. Also, you can find the links to the next talk and the talk after that in the description part of this.
I also
Let me
shared it
see.
in the chat.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. So, I mean, if you haven't received it, so I have some idea for a quantum. You can send us an email, uh, and yeah, you can just send us an email on info. Let me just. But as we said, uh, we are leaving this as well. So we are not, seasoned quantum game developers or something like that. Actually, I don't know anything about game development. I like playing games, but that's it. And the reason we are trying to, unite all these different talents for game development of, quantum games, is we are kind of curious about what people will come up with. And we are excited to see the outcomes of this hackathon. But if you have some ideas, you can just contact us. We may guide you towards people that might be interested in what you are doing. Also, you should definitely join the next talks, because especially I mean, for QLogic, you can see the development process, and for Quantum Odyssey, you can see that just because it's a quantum game, it doesn't need to be, this very small and very kind of it doesn't have to be a hobby. It can be a proper production, and I think Lar will be able to convey that message better than I do, because, as I said, I haven't developed a game. Okay, so we really want to thank you for joining us, and sorry for the technical problems of Quantum Punk 20. So probably it will be out by 2077. So, but it will be nice. I mean, there are certain developments, by the way. Like, there's this thing called the quantum blur effect, and this effect is actually being used in certain games. I mean, it's kind of a quantum effect, but it is not a, like, entanglement or interference or superposition. It's not a quantum phenomena, but it's a quantum effect, and actually people are experimenting with it. Whether it be create some appealing graphics or not, or maybe just put some randomness into the process. No, that's nice. I remember, I think it was not a hackathon, but an ideathon or something like that from CERN regarding quantum futures. Yeah, it was nice. And one of the things is, I think we will see more of these things. I think we will see more quantum gaming hackathons, game jams, these kind of packed development cycles, because it is an actually rather useful tool that allow science communication or popularization of quantum mechanics in that sense, because people will be able to play it without any previous knowledge. You can just look at the tutorial and play the game. So yeah, please send us an email and we will be in touch. Okay, I don't think there are other questions.
Okay, then let's end this talk, and let's see you in the next talk in around 20 minutes.
Yeah. Bye.